Lord.
Sweet. I think we're up and running. Ooh.
Hell.
Did not mean to click that. Let's just make sure we're up and running here, man. Last time we did this, there was a bunch of complications. I think I got them worked out, but I'd rather double check just to make sure here. And I think we're good. Sweet. Alright. Not bad. Not bad at all. Sweet! Welcome to another live stream, guys. Good to have Io the Shattered Goddess. You're here. Polopito, you as well. I'm expecting Marcos to join us as well. How's everyone doing today? I'm gonna shrink the light to the side here. That is so cool. Perfect, perfect. So yeah, same as last time, there's going to be this weird delay. I do apologize for that, but it's unavoidable when it comes to these live streams. Paulo Pito, I am doing great, buddy. How are you doing today? Fine, I think. All right. Anything going on, Paulo Pito? Fine, I think, isn't a very reassuring answer. Shattered Goddess, great to hear from you, as always. Absolutely fantastic. I got a video rendering up right now, so it should hopefully be done. I meant to do it last night or while I was at work, but I was a little bit preoccupied with setting up the new templates for the banana or death. Marcos, what are you talking? Banana, I'd imagine. I'm actually quite a huge fan of bananas. That being said, guys, yeah, I was a little preoccupied with the with setting up the templates for the soon-to-be race series. I think I got them all done. It's pretty simple. I'm not gonna get too far into the lore behind each independent race. It's something that other channels have done a lot better than I could ever possibly hope to. So in kind of their honor, I'd rather leave that in their neck of the woods, and I'll focus on the mechanical benefits. It'll also keep in line with the it'll also help keep in line with the kind of 2 to 5 minute videos we have on the channel. I think that'd be pretty good. Perfect, perfect. How are you doing today, Marcos? Man, oh man. I got radiation poisoning. What do you mean I got radiation poisoning, buddy? Am I paler than usual? Maybe. My hair is all weird today. Well, I hope I don't have radiation poisoning. I shouldn't. I eat a lot of salt in my diet, and it's all iodized, so I should be okay. Should be. Also, I live in Canada. I don't know if I've told you guys that yet. And we don't have a whole lot of nuclear stuff, at least in my neck of the woods, which is pretty good. I'm a relatively big fan of nuclear power, though. Relatively big fan of it. I think it's cool stuff for the most part. A lot of people think it's pretty dangerous, but yeah, all energy is dangerous when you think about it. But I think nuclear is a pretty safe way to go. Where are you guys from, by the way? I know Marcos is in the fantastic state of Texas. That's awesome, Palapito. Yeah, so these live streams, I'm gonna keep them. They're probably gonna start around 10 o'clock every day, and they'll probably run until around 11, so about an hour or so with me. I think that's a pretty good amount of time for these. Yeah, man. Oh, Marcos, that reminds me. So I've actually spent a year in Texas, Mexico, Palo Pito. Wow, international. Well, I mean, relatively speaking, at least. Sounds good. Oh man, sarcasm, I tell ya. Um, yeah, I actually spent a year in Texas. I spent a lot of time in Galveston, so relatively close to Houston, and I spent a lot of time in Corpus Christi as well. I'm kind of a beach fanatic, which is terrible because I live in a landlocked province in Canada. I really do want to move stateside. I'm hoping to do that. I don't know actually. I don't really have a particular date in mind. I'd like to say before I turn 25 for sure. That's a dream of mine. The Shattered Goddess, Canadian. I like that. I live in Alberta, so say what you will about that. We don't got a lot of you don't got a lot of scenic stuff here, but by that same token, work's pretty easy to come by here. So I kind of like that part of it. But yeah, it's really good stuff. Really good stuff. I'm very fortunate to live in Canada. I really like it. Maybe fish barbecue. Thanks, Marcos. You know, man, honestly, if I'm ever back in the neighborhood, and I should be relatively soon-ish, I'll definitely shoot you a message, man. We could possibly meet up, play a couple D&D games, laugh, check out the ocean. You know, I think it'd be cool. Um, my grandfather lives in Arizona. He lives right by Phoenix, and he's cool with me visiting pretty much whenever. Really great guy. Absolutely love him. So I could definitely set something up. I don't see why not. Not anytime soon, more than likely, but in the future, yeah, I don't see why not. Um, you as well, Io. If there's any like cool games conventions that are going on in the city, I'll be sure to see if I can snag you a ticket. We could go together. You fish. Hey, I love fish. I'm very much a fan of all ocean stuff. You know, like with the exception of clams and mussels, I'm not a huge fan of them. I like the taste. I just don't like the texture. So take from that what you will. But fish, sushi, or sashimi, I guess technically, really good stuff. I've had a lot of octopus as well. Really like that. What else? Lobster, crab, all that good stuff. Really fun. Yeah, absolutely love it. Yeah, I actually agree with Marcos on this one, Io. Fish, super good for you. I get like my little sister for the longest time she didn't like it as well, but she's warmed up to it as she kind of like progressed through life. So if you haven't eaten it in a while, I'd give it another shot. Like ground beef. I think you might be Albertan as well. Paulo Pito as well. You guys don't like man Marcos. We are alone in terms of the fish. GX BMB. I'm gonna call you GX if that's cool. Welcome to the live stream. I don't know if you made it to the last one. I don't think so. But we're gonna be doing these daily on a channel. The last one was in Marcos's honor, as a matter of fact. He's the first legendary hero patron, so he's gonna get a lot of cool stuff. The video that should be coming out in about half an hour-ish, hopefully, depending on how quickly it renders. So I have another laptop down there that I use for rendering. VideoScribe's rendering program is it's not the best for what it's worth. Like it works fine. It just takes forever. So in terms of, I think Io actually asked me this once. You asked me how long it took me to make a video. Might have been Paul Lapito. I can't remember which one of you. You guys have the same color icon, so I get you guys confused a bit. But it takes close to, if you include rendering, it takes close to 2.5 hours per video. So I recently got, or well, not recently, towards the beginning of the month, I got another laptop that's just dedicated towards that. It has like one program installed on it. That's its whole purpose, is to just render. So that's how I've been able to do so much content recently. Marcos challenging everyone in the chat. What a lad. What an absolute unit. Marcos, by the way, is the absolute best. He's been here, as far as I can tell, since I was in the double digits for subscribers, for sure. And I don't think True Polymorph works that way, but I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Man, that's some good laughs. Yeah, it does take a while. It's a little bit. It depends on the video. That being said, it's tricky. So in terms of the longest videos it takes to make, definitely the spell videos for sure. Depending on the spell video, there's a lot of alternative uses to them, and for that reason alone, it takes a decent amount out of me, which is fine. Like I enjoy the finished product, but it's hard to keep yourself super motivated for that whole thing, especially when I do like 12 videos a day, which I'm gonna try and get back into. My work's still running their little event, so it's still super swamped on that end. Like I left for work at like 8 o'clock this morning, and now I didn't get back until 9 p.m. So it was a 13-hour shift. That's a good question, Paulo Pito. I'm actually curious as well. How did you guys come to this channel? Because like I do like a lot of experiments with the metrics and everything else. I'm just I like tweaking things, seeing how it affects other things. I've always been like that ever since I was a kid. But I've noticed that you reuse some anime? I think so. If you're asking like if I reuse animations, the short answer is yes. It's a little bit tricky though. So the way the templates are set out, they're all they're all very similar. So for the most part, it's just a matter of copying and pasting information, stuff like that. But that's once you get to the finished product. What takes more time than anything is the research element to it. And then after that, it's gonna be probably the voice work, and then kind of syncing everything up so it all starts at the proper time. If you notice with the cantrip videos, they're a little bit out of sync. I had to get pretty creative with getting it back. Yeah, okay, GXMB, that makes sense. I was actually about to get to that. So in my little metric research, this channel crawls incredibly well. I don't know why. I haven't really figured that out yet. There's ways to get YouTube to notice your videos faster by kind of gaming the system a little bit, putting a lot of things in your titles, spamming keywords. Stuff of that nature, but my channel doesn't do any of that. Not really, at least. Like every video has like first level spell, cantrip, stuff like that in it, but it's not to game the system. It's to just for organization purposes. IO was okay. So yours was recommended through YouTube. That's interesting, actually. YouTube recommends a pretty small amount of my content, all things considered, which is weird, and I'm not too sure why the channel's been growing incredibly fast, but I'm not too sure why it hasn't been growing faster. As terrible as I'm sure that sounds, it's really weird because I have more videos up than a lot of other of the 5A YouTube channels, and I produce more regular content. It's animated. It's technically HD. Like I'm hitting all the boxes, but it's this weird thing. So I think, and I can't confirm this because I'm not YouTube, but I think the way it works is before YouTube starts hammering out your content, there's certain criteria you have to meet. Some of those are things like posting regularly, having a decent like to dislike ratio, the channel being around for a certain length of time, as well as a certain amount of subscribers and user engagement. The only thing that I think I'm waiting on at this point is gonna be that subscriber count. because all the videos have great subscriber engagement, or great engagement in general. They all have a great like to dislike ratio. They all crawl incredibly well. What crawling is it's how well something ranks in terms of search results. At least that's how it was explained to me. I have a friend who does SEO, and he's been kind of talking to me about this stuff fairly recently. So if you Google, like, here, like, let's see. So I'll go in incognito mode. I can't show you guys my screen, so I'll have to explain it to you. But if you go into incognito mode and you just straight up Google, let's do Booming Blade. So if you just like Google Booming Blade, yeah. So just Googling Booming Blade, if you actually scroll down on Google's homepage, not YouTube's, but Google's, the first result of all the videos. So it crawls really well. It's just a matter of recommendations, I think. Let's see. Oh, Polipito from D&D Beyond. That's an interesting one, actually. So I'm actually in a little bit of a dispute with D&D Beyond. So I guess they consider like posting videos there to be a form of advertising, but if you notice in all my videos, I don't actually ask, well, I think the first ever video maybe, but outside of that, I don't actually ask for subscribers or likes. The only thing I ask for is comments. So I made the argument, like, listen, the video can be viewed on your website. I don't direct them to YouTube in any way, shape, or form. The comment section's available on your website, exactly the same as it is YouTube's, so I don't consider this advertising. That being said, I mean, if I am in the wrong, I apologize. How could I better word it so it doesn't come across that way? And they haven't gotten back to me. And I'm not super surprised by that, because I made a pretty compelling point. I worded it a little bit differently than that, but that was the gist of it. So yeah, my stuff isn't on D&D Beyond anymore, which is a little disappointing. But I mean, YouTube seems to be at least trying to push it a little bit more, which is nice, and I see that in terms of how many views I get. That being said, the amount of content we've produced this month is unbelievable. Let's move on to the next question. Yeah, looking at Mold Earth. That's actually an interesting one too. So there's a lot of videos that rank right underneath Zbashu. It was actually hilarious when he put up his Chill Touch video. There we go. I actually ranked above him for the first day or so. It was pretty funny. I wish I grabbed a screenshot of it, but it was pretty good. I showed my buddy Mark. Yeah, probably watch time. That's a good point as well. That's definitely part of it for sure. Polipito with the pineapple question. I actually love pineapple pizza. I really do. I love it a lot. That being said, I get where the argument comes from. Like, there's the part of the reason I love it so much is I'm like very much like I have a sweet tooth, for lack of a better term. So like sugar and me are just on the same level 1000% of the time. That being said, though, I do get where people who dislike pineapple pizza come from. Like, it's overly sweet, and pizza probably shouldn't be that way. It's meant to have a lot of salt to it, a lot of like savory kind of taste to it. So sweet's a little weird for it. That's Gordon Ramsay's take on it, and I do agree with that. The fruit argument I'm not a huge fan of, because tomatoes are a fruit as well, and tomatoes are kind of the core component. So, I mean, I think that argument doesn't really hold water that well. But, yeah, I see where the controversy is. Personally, though, I really like it. I don't know. It's probably my favorite. Oh, you just hate pineapple in general? Yeah, that's a rough one. I've always liked pineapple. I think, I don't know, once again, stems from that sweet tooth. I hear it come from your woman. Isn't Io from Canada though? I'm 100% sure. I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, Io, you're Canadian too. Ground beef and cheese. Yeah, you and my little sister would probably get along great. She's very much the same way. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, pineapple pizza is a Canadian invention. That's right. I almost completely forgot about that. Yeah, good point. Um, I like it though. Paulo Pito doesn't like it. GXM. Hey, GX, do you like pineapple pizza? I'm just curious, buddy. Oh, there you go. You already answered. Oh man, that's embarrassing. Sorry. There's this delay, so I apologize for that. Anchovies are acquired, but I love that. Yeah, I can't say I can't say I've ever had like legitimate anchovy pizza. So from what I've been told, at least, and from what I've experienced, so I've had like anchovy pizza in Canada or in Alberta. If you're unfamiliar with the geography of Canada, Alberta is pretty much smack dab in the middle, at least relatively speaking. So we're a landlocked province. So we don't have any access to like any bodies of water that are really good for fishing in high quantities. Um, so I haven't had like true anchovy pizza in terms of it being like fresh caught anchovies. I hear that's really good. I have had pseudo anchovy pizza, which is like a piece of cheese pizza, but with like a just canned anchovy on top, basically. And I was not a fan of that, but I hear true anchovy pizza is a little bit different. Okay, let's see. Stanley Bolin. Bolin? Not a question or anything, but I just want to say I love your vehicle. Oh, thank you so much, Stanley. That means the world. It really does. The channel's been doing really well recently. The whole reason, and this is for you, Von Snootingham as well. The whole reason we're doing these live streams is actually because of Marcos. He is the first patron. Part of the patron award system is daily live streams. Right now, he's the only patron, so it doesn't make much sense to do it on Patreon. And Patreon does it really weird where they run it through YouTube anyways, and then YouTube runs it through a third party. Yesterday, we tried to set this all up, and it was just one pain in the neck after the other. We got it figured out now, though, which is really good. But it's just really weird how Patreon does it. So for the time being, it's available to everyone. So welcome, Stanley. We really appreciate it. Welcome, Von Snootenheim. That's really good too. But it's it's really good. I'm happy to have you guys all here. Great stuff. So Von Snootenheim, Stanley, how are you guys today? In case you don't know, there's this weird delay between when you guys say stuff when I get it, so I have to kind of respond retroactively. Yes, Texas. Marcos, you're the best, buddy. Let's see here. I think all pizza must be free to have whatever pizza wants. I agree with that, Pito. I really do. If by the new class, Marcos, you're talking about the Artificer or Artificer, however you want to pronounce it, I really like it. I think there's a couple ways to kind of game break it a little bit. I am a little bit more opinionated than I should be because Wizards kind of screwed me over a little bit. By that, what I mean is, if you recall, a couple of my videos are Artificer spells, but they redid their entire spell list, so now I don't really know what I'm supposed to do on my end. That was the whole reason I actually didn't want to do them, if I'm being honest with you. I knew Wizards was going to change it on us, but it's fine. I'm going to just probably redo the playlist, if that makes sense. It's kind of the cheap way of doing it, I guess, but I literally just don't have the time or the patience or the energy, as a matter of fact, to redo every single video that the Artificer was mentioned in. Yeah, I'd agree with that, Von Snootenheim. I really would. The old Artificer, there was definite ways to game break that one. I really like the potential of this one, though. Here, I'm actually seeing if I can pull it up here. D&D Beyond, Artificer. I like how they redid the logo for it. That was a cool feature. I wasn't expecting that. I think there's a lot of really cool stuff here. I like that they kind of made intelligence a little bit more relevant, which is really good. Because for the longest time, the only reason to really pick intelligence was when you were a wizard, right? So this is a really good way of doing that. Um, the ability to also infuse items, I think, is game breaking in terms of the campaign setting. I've been involved in a lot of campaigns where there's virtually no magic items, so I think that's a great way to get an edge there. Um, Pretty standard stuff, standard stuff. There was one ability I thought was super good. Flash of Genius at 7th level is really nice. The ability to add your intelligence modifier to the roll, so good, super good. Spell storing item, that's the one that can be really broken depending on how you're using it. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. I am looking forward to doing the videos on this. So the Artificer will actually be the first class we'll be covering as a channel. I just like going in alphabetical order, right? So that's kind of the best way of doing it, at least on my end. So it'll be the first one, which will be really good. How about the Unearthed Arcana? The new Unearthed Arcana stuff is so freaking cool. I tell ya, I really like the Warlock they did, the kind of more Lovecraftian version. So well done. The Rogue as well, being like kind of pseudo undead. Such a great idea. Oh, the 3 they just put out today? Oh, sorry, I've been at work all day. Haven't really had a chance to. Let's see what we got here. It's crazy for them to introduce another one so soon. I was not expecting that. They just did the other one, I'm pretty sure earlier this month, as a matter of fact. Their Rogue got another one, eh? Let's find out. I really like the Rogue, by the way. It's my favorite class to play. Are you sure we're not talking about the same one, buddy? Because the only one that's new to the D&D Beyond site, which should be fairly relevant, is the pseudo-undead one, the Revived. That is awesome, by the way, the Revived. I have been trying to convince my DM to let me use it for the last little bit here. I'm not in the campaign, but I just want to do a one-shot with it. I think push comes to shove, I might just go to Roll20 and play it there, but that's just my take on it. Yeah, Psychic, Warrior, Soul Blade, and Psionic. Interesting stuff. Here, you know what? This might be better suited for just a straight up Google search. Unearthed Arcana. Get out of here, computer. Okay. Let's do that. Man, sweet. Open that up. Class feature variants released. This will be released on the 4th. I think this is the newest one. Yeah, I'm only. Okay. I see what you're saying here. That's crazy. Why didn't it come up on the main site though? That's really weird. Okay, this is all new stuff to me. I will look into that later. Thanks so much for that, Von Stunheim. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'll look into that for sure. I can't say I've really taken an in-depth look at them though. That's awesome, buddy. Thanks so much for letting me know about that. I'm actually gonna bookmark that so I don't forget. Done deal. It's really weird they released 2 in the same month. I've never seen that happen. Oh, I guess message quite a bit. All right, Good. It's good that new subclasses use intelligence. So if you're fairly new to 5e, intelligence is the universal dump stat. I might shoot myself in the foot by saying this, but that being said, Yeah, so intelligence, it's universal dump stat. There's no real benefit to taking it unless you're a wizard, and even then, I mean, you're obviously one as your if you're a wizard, but if you're playing like a Gish caster, so a caster who's on the front line, I would make an argument that maybe it falls short of Constitution. Um, not for any particular reason, just well, yeah, for one particular reason, I guess, and that's if you get hit, you usually have to make a Constitution saving throw against whatever you're concentrating on, and most Gish casters are typically concentrating on at least one spell. I you gotta leave, buddy. Sorry, I gotta go do stuff for friends before bed. Oh, that's fine, buddy. I will be sure to post this live stream. For whatever reason, the last one didn't post. I think it was just too long. Um, that's my best guess. Either that or I checked a box that I shouldn't have. I'm not too sure. Um, so yeah, it's good speaking with you, Io. It'll be tomorrow at the same time. I'm sorry I can't necessarily do them earlier. I get off work usually around 9:30, 9:45 ish. So pretty much as soon as I get home, I boot this thing up. So I am sorry about that. But yeah, I mean I'll leave it up for you. Um, any any chance we'll be doing some classes? So yes, Stanley. I will be covering all of the classes, all of the subclasses. Right now, so I'm trying to do it in chronological order in terms of how you would build a character. So start off with the race, and then the background, and then the stats, and then the class. Is how I think it's usually done. It's how kind of how we usually do it, or race, background, class, stats. It kind of depends. But that's the way we're going to be doing it. The races will take some time. I think I have the rough things here. So there's around 500 spell videos. I'm kind of doing a spell day, so I should be able to get there in about a year and 3/4, I think. There's 66 backgrounds, which I'm not super worried about. I should be able to burn through. Where are the races? Okay, so there are 89 races if you break them down to all their variants. There's more than that now, as a matter of fact, that doesn't include anything that came out in really anything past Volo's Guide, technically, maybe, or Eberron, I forget. But there's going to be around 100 of them now, more than likely. So I'll try and be doing those. I don't. It's tricky. So the races, the way I have the template set up, it's pretty simplified. I'm not going to go into the deep lore behind each race. There have been tons of channels who have done that a heck of a lot better than I could ever hope to. Oh, there we go. The video just finished rendering, so I'm gonna just quickly upload this, or at least get the upload process started. YouTube is notoriously slow at uploading stuff, so I apologize about that in advance, my friends. Reconnect. And then the first level spells, there's more first level spells than any other spell in the game, for the record. There's around 77 of them. And then it kind of goes down from there. So each subsequent spell series will take a little bit less time, which will be super nice. Yeah, so oh god, you guys have been messaging me a lot. Okay, yeah, so see ya. I always great chatting with you. Seriously, you're the best. Bards are super fun to play, Pito. Honestly, my buddy Dime's playing a bard right now. He's really enjoying it. We don't really have a healer in the party, so he had to kind of help us out with that, which is well, he's more than happy to. I feel like bards. I want to say every party should have at least one bard, for the most part. For the most part. Reason being, they're such a flexible class. They can pretty much spec into almost any kind of like niche. In addition to being kind of all around just a great character. So I really hope that um, I don't know. I really hope that Wizards keeps doing really good with them. Right now, I find College of Swords is probably the best, at least off the top of my head. Just great utility. Let's see what's going on here. Warforged is King of Not Dying. Yeah, I like the old Warforged a lot more than I like the new one they just released. Um, to the best of my knowledge, not a lot of people are playing the new one either. So there was a little bit of problems with how the armor worked, and I agree with that, at least in part. They were so strong, like they were ludicrous. Like my rogue right now has 21 AC with a shield, essentially unarmored. So just let your head wrap around that. It's because their armor class scales with level, at least a little bit. So it's your proficiency modifier that gets added into your AC. So it's super just broken in a lot of ways, but that's why. Um, what is my favorite spell? Good question, GX. I want to say Shape Water. In all honesty, probably 100% Shape Water. It's so much utility, so much fun to use outside of combat. There's ways to use it in combat as well. For example, I have a fog cloud or sheet of water in front of me at almost all times. So I use it to hide, basically, which is really good. I'm playing an Arcane Trickster in that campaign, so it kind of helps me get consistent sneak attack, which is really good. Um, that's quite a to-do list. Yeah, it is looking back at it. That being said, I mean, it's really fun for me to do it. I'm a super huge fan of it. And what a sense of accomplishment! Like even so far, I've been asked a lot about like what am I gonna do when I'm done, right? Like when I'm done on my list, and I'm not worried about it in the least. Like push comes to, so I can do one of two things as far as I can see it. I can start doing homebrew, or one of three things, but one of them is happening either way, so it doesn't really count. Anyways, I can do a couple things. So I can either do the monsters, which is kind of cheesing the YouTube algorithm a little bit. So, for example, there's over 1,500 or yeah, 1,500 monsters in 5e. So I could do those, very similar to how I did the familiars, kind of just to cheese the algorithm a little bit. I could alternatively do homebrew stuff, which I think would be really fun, really fun. I could also, and there's unlimited homebrew stuff, by the way. Like, I could never produce content in a way that would rival how much is being produced on a daily basis, right? So I'm not too worried about that. And then I could do like live streams. So not necessarily like this, but like actually playing the game, right? Like kind of like Critical Role-y, I guess. I have friends who can do the camera work, and I have people who can do the sound. Like I'm working in sales, I meet a lot of cool people, and I'm pretty close with almost all of them. So we can make something work there. I'm not too worried about it, but that's happening anyways. So it is what it is. Um, okay, let's see. You guys are chatting about the Bard. They're telling YouTube to start uploading. Yeah, the YouTube upload process is a pain in the neck. So it uploads, which is usually the quick part, and then it processes it, and the process can last forever. Almost all the time play Bard. Yeah, Bard is an interesting class in the way that you can restructure and customize them virtually endlessly. Because of that, I mean, you'll never play the same Bard twice, right? Let me sing a Healing Word. Yeah, exactly. Healing Word is such a great spell. Time to fight. Yeah, my friend Dime. He's actually really funny with it. He had the problem of not really making it clear when he was giving us inspiration. So he'd be like, he'd say something kind to the character and kind of give us a wink, but sometimes we wouldn't realize it, and then yeah, it just turned into an interesting situation. I take the kazoo to play. That's a good one. He plays bagpipes. It's pretty funny. Ukulele. That's awesome. You just had a random ukulele kicking around. Very interesting, von Schnutenheim. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, power or healing words, so good. That's hilarious. Never give up. Yeah, thunderclap. Yeah, 100% Bard's super fun to roleplay. Super fun to roleplay. There's like a lot of memes about him too. By the way, if you like memes, be sure to like the Facebook page, link down beneath. And I haven't posted the memes for today. I'll probably do that also as soon as I'm done with this live stream. But yeah, 12 new memes a day. I'm in the process of uploading videos. By the way, man, von Snoonheim, I tell you, YouTube pretty rough in terms of video uploading. Is still not done. But Facebook, infinitely worse. My goodness. At least YouTube, you can have multiple videos uploading at the same time. Facebook, you cannot. So, yeah, pretty terrible. He welded the power of heat or metal. Yeah, that's funny. Or he wielded the power of metal. Yeah, that's pretty good. My buddy Jody would get a kick out of that. Yes, monsters. Yeah, the monsters are an interesting one. I got to admit, I am a little bit apprehensive to go that route, if I'm being honest with you. Post the memes. Nah. I will as soon as I'm done this, I promise. Right now, I'd rather spend more time talking with you guys. You know, it's always great to always great to chat with you guys. Seriously, really good stuff. Please. I promise, man. Pito, I will 100% do it the second I'm done this video. I'm pretty sure I already got him saved, so I just gotta attach the links, and that'd be about it. Pretty sure. Facebook's really weird, though. Really weird to operate a channel on. I've never really done it before. Well, I have, but not to this level. Yeah, really cool stuff. Out of curiosity, like, is there a particular direction or anything that you feel like this channel could really gain from? Thank you, Marcos. You're the best as well. Like, I know last time we were talking about like possibly collaborating with a few creators. I mentioned Goblin Hero is one I'd really like to go with. To the Breach is another one I'd really like to work with as well. There's a couple new ones. I'm not a huge on Facebook. Vince Newtonheim, I've actually checked out your channel. You do a lot of video reviews, stuff like that. Really cool stuff, man. You get dressed up too. I really like that. For the most part, like, I don't want to sound creepy or anything, but I'm at that point where, like, anytime I get a new subscriber, I'm super excited. I don't know if that's ever gonna change. So I've checked out a couple of your videos, man. You're pretty good. You're really good. I like your energy. You're a good guy. Yeah. Come on, you silly video. Why aren't you... Sorry, I'm going to be right back on this. Okay, what's going on? Okay, it's like, this is what I mean, by the way. It's still uploading. And, like, I have pretty great connection as far as Canada is concerned, at least. Like, I got 5G, which is pretty cool. But, yeah. I did once, Newton. That's right. Can't hide that stuff from your boy, which is cool, by the way. I have a lot of friends who are into the Broly stuff. I personally am not, but I definitely get why it attracts so many people for sure. Same with imagine a lot of D&D YouTubers playing D&D. I must comment. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Oh, hey, that reminds me. So, another thing I'm planning on doing, so after, and this is not going to be for a long time, and I'm fully aware of that, but I thought I'd let you guys know while I got you here. So, after I'm done with D&D 5e, before 6e comes up at least, I'm actually thinking about possibly doing a very similar channel, but in regards to like Pokemon. I really like the Pokemon games. I really think they're cool. And I know, like, I wasn't here anymore, sadly, but me and him go back and forth about Pokemon from time to time. So I think that would be a cool direction to take, kind of like the brand, as it were, right? I think that'd be really cool. So if that's something you guys might be interested in, like, yeah, I mean, once again, it's probably not going to happen for a couple of years, but I've been playing with that idea in the back of my head. Chance's Pokedex. I think it'll be kind of funny, right? Yeah, but in the meantime, in terms of like near future stuff, so I'm gonna be focusing on YouTube for sure. That's in terms of like effort, like 60 to 70% of my effort is gonna be focused on YouTube almost exclusively. Doing these daily live streams, posting regular content, listening to you guys and seeing like what you have to say. Um, yeah, that's the. I'll address that later. But sorry, my train of thought got derailed a little bit there. I'm still getting used to the stimulus stuff. Um, oh God. So yeah, near to immediate future. So 60 to 70% will be focused on the YouTube channel, and then I'm gonna be splitting the rest of that. So like the 30-40% between Patreon and and the website. So, in case you don't know, I've been working on a website called Chance's Guild Hall. It's going to be where you guys can post one shots or set up games or advertise drawing services, stuff like that. Very akin to how Drive Through RPG is set up, only a nicer layout. And not as much of a rip-off for what it's worth. Like, I love Drive Through RPG. I think they do a great work. I really like how they have everything set up. It's just, from a creator end, they take half, which I think is way too much. And they don't even give you guys great exposure or anything like that. So I'm going to implement that. Same with like buying and selling miniatures. I'm planning on partnering up with one of the local game stores we have here and kind of marketing their products to just online, right? So that's the plan. It'll take a while to get it fully booted up, but it's super exciting. Currently, Marcos is the only patron. I'm releasing the new video when it wants to finish uploading. And it explains kind of the patron tier a little bit better. It is a spell video though. It's going to be on Inflict Wounds, which is one of the most popular cleric spells in the entire game. And any cleric worth their salt takes it. Yeah, really cool stuff. So yeah, you'll kind of see how the patron tier works a little bit better there. Each tier will be getting its own separate video as well, just fleshing them out a little bit better. I think that's the best way to do it. I haven't seen any other creators do that yet, so I think it'd be a cool avenue to try and pursue. I'll just put a link in the patron description. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking for the near-ish future. To get the website up and running, I'm trying to get it at least live before the end of the month here, but it's a little bit difficult to do that, just with work being the way it is. But I'm trying my hardest for you guys, for sure. I'll probably work on that today as well, or tomorrow, depending on how you look at the time. But yeah, so that's the plan here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Don't commit senpaku. I think it's called Suraku, isn't it? I might be wrong. Everybody loves. I'm not a huge muscle fan, Marcos. I mean, when I come down, I'll try some in your honor, buddy. But that's yeah. Oh God, there's a lot to do indeed. Yeah, Pokemon will take years, 100%, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So once again, Pito, the Pokemon thing isn't gonna be for a couple years, anyways. But that's just kind of the direction I'm planning on taking it in. It depends. I mean, ideally, I love Pokemon a lot, but it would be very late. It would be very research intensive, so I wouldn't be able to kind of like work a job, right? Sorry about the weird delay, guys. It's just a YouTube streaming thing. I'm not too much about Pokemon, but it sounds like something I will see. Yeah. Just a Chansey's Pokedex. Yeah, that I don't know if I'll throw the Y in there. My nickname in kind of junior high was Chansey, actually, from a fantastic girl named Sheila. Had the weirdest crush on her. I was a weird kid. Maybe I am still weird. I don't know, but yeah, yeah. And yeah, Marcos, that 3D10, man. At level 1, it is unrivaled. I've DM'd games where um, people just straight up one-shotted monsters just with that, like it was no big deal. I've also seen characters get one-shotted by that, so yeah. Ed Donate, yeah, Von Stunheim, buddy. I mean, as things stand right now, in all honesty, I think I have the best patron tiers out of anyone I've seen on Patreon so far. I've done a decent amount of reach, certainly in the D&D space, for sure. Like Marcos, for example, he's gonna get a he's doing a hand-drawn picture of his character, which is really good. My friend Shannon's doing it. She's like an actual artist. Like she does like live painting a lot. She does that for like weddings and stuff, and she's so incredibly gifted. In the video that's uploading now, or it's processing now. Great, one more step. You'll actually see one of her drawings there, and she's so wildly impressive. But yeah, I mean, donate when you have the money. That's totally fine. I mean, I'm in no real rush. The channel's still super small anyway, so it should be fine. What is my favorite Pokemon? Ooh, a good question. I think it depends on what kind of a team I'm putting together. I really like. Ooh, a good question. Favorite though. I know it's kind of like cliche and not a very original answer, but I really like Mewtwo. I just like the fact that he can talk more than anything else. I think he's just very interesting in terms of like backstory. And there's a bunch of like fan theories about him and everything else, or her, depending on what you want to believe. I guess it's technically unisex, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's probably my number one. I don't know if I've ran any like hardcore builds with a Mew or a Mewtwo though. Not to the best of my knowledge. Not really. My Pokemon game so far, Sun, hands down. Yeah, Sun, hands down. I just really like the animation they're going. I just like the whole direction Pokemon's headed right now. It's super exciting. I wasn't super sold on the Danger Beast thing though. I'm not too sure why they decided to go that route. It just seems a little bit weird. But whatever, I still like it. There's also like a lot of cool backstory involved in it, and I really liked that. I really appreciated that. It wasn't so much just beat the gym leaders, and that was about it. Alright, for Pokemon. Yeah, Stanley, good night, buddy. I'm going to be posting this one as well, so don't worry about it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Everyone is wired back then. Yeah, so Shannon Clark's her name. She has a website, but I don't know if it's officially up yet. I will be linking to it in the bottom of every video, so feel free to check her out. She does like... Actually, you know what? I might be able to find her stuff, actually. I remember I know she has a website. I just remember last time I looked for it, I couldn't find it. And she wasn't at work today. So, did not have a chance. I think it's Clark with an E. Art. Yeah. I mean, maybe that one. I don't think so. I don't think so, though. Yeah, it's not her. Yeah, I will definitely link to all of her stuff in the description of every video, though. That's for sure. She's so gifted. She's such a nice lady as well. She's my favorite person. So you'd like to meet them? I'm not too sure how she'd feel about that quite now, but in the future, yeah, for sure, I'd love to. She's actually looking at starting up a YouTube channel too. That being said, I mean, she's still very much like she's gaining notoriety through live painting more than anything else. But I'll definitely put the link so you can check out her other stuff. She's so wildly gifted, Marco. So she's unbelievable. My little sister does a lot of art as well, but she's more of a crafty person, and that's an interesting thing as well. So I feel apprehensive about bringing this up on the live stream, but I mean, it's a good way to kind of prove that I was the first one with the idea. So I'll tell you guys. So I'm planning on actually getting her to make like some DM screens, like handmade out of wood. They'll be super great. They'll have hand-drawn and hand-painted pictures on the front, stuff like that. And then same with dice boxes. Planning on having her make some of those as well. So that's the plan, and those will be sold on Chance's Guildhall. Super great stuff. But that's not going to be in the works for at least a couple months here. No way. Maybe. That's awesome, man. That's actually insane. I couldn't imagine running through Pokemon 15 times, especially Pokemon Red. Like, I feel like the graphics would kind of give me a wicked headache after a while. No, super awesome though, man. You're tougher than I am, that's for sure. And processing done. What? All right, let me see what I can do. That actually lines up perfect with the time. So I'm gonna. Okay, come on, computer. Why are you so dumb? Come on. Man, that thumbnail is not very attractive. That is for sure. That is very cringy. I can't believe that. That's a thing. Yeah, whatever. Can't go back. I'll fix it. I'll fix it in post. How about that? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. 767 subs. That still blows my mind, by the way. I don't think I'll ever get used to seeing that. Not really. No, it's a hard concept to wrap your head around, but when I really think about it, it kind of blows my mind. 51 episodes of the first level spell series, though, man. I tell you, that is insane. Where am I looking here? Okay, come on, computer. Good being dumb. I need a new computer, by the way. I'm getting super fed up with this one. I might like just like hop on Kijiji or like Facebook buy and sell or something. But yeah, pretty good stuff. Wounds. Sorry guys, I'm kind of ignoring you here. You have to remember that time. Yes, true. Those graphics were the best we had, 100%. Which speaks volumes, right? Like, technology in general has come so far in such a short span of time. It's almost unbelievable. Do you remember a dark version of Pokemon? I don't think I do. I think so. Are you talking like the Pokemon themselves? Because I remember in like, oh, Pokemon manga, very dark. Interesting. I can't say I have. I might have to look into that. I might have to actually. Like, I know Pokemon has like really weird lore behind it. Like some Pokemon are like ghosts of children, stuff like that. So the lore behind it's really dark. At least some of it, but it's framed in a very like kid-friendly light, which is interesting. Do you prefer battle mat or tiles? I think it depends. I really do. If you're a more experienced DM, I find mats are better. Especially you have like the multiple colors of the dry erase markers, which you should. I would highly recommend it if you don't, because especially if you're dealing with more experienced players too, because a lot of D&D, at least the most interesting campaigns I've been a part of, have been like very theater of the mind, right? So it's tricky. So if you're more experienced DM and you're dealing with more experienced players, it's easier to tap into that. That being said, though, if you are newer to the game, then I think battle mats are genius. We're planning on producing our own as well at a very distant point. We're actually planning on doing. We're going to start with like Roll20 campaigns, and Roll20 is planning on doing a lot of cool stuff in regards to voicing. So if they go through with that, then I'll be able to run campaigns on there. I think it was Marcos who brought it up earlier. Actually, maybe I don't know if I'd be able to find it. Sorry. But one of you, I'm pretty sure it's Marcos, might have been Paulo Pito. That being, you're talking about possibly joining in on a Roll20 game. I'm actually planning on doing that with you guys. That is something that is a matter of fact in the works. It'd only be available to patrons though, so take that with a great assault for sure. But it is something that will be done, 100%. How much will it cost? Are you talking about the Dime? Is that you goofball? If you're talking about the battle mats, I'm not too sure yet. It depends how we're gonna do them. I'd like to produce a lot of like high quality stuff, and I'd like to make it all customized, right? So it's a little bit tricky. Okay, so yeah, it was Marcos. Great. Dime, is that like you? I always forget what your YouTube handle is. If you're talking about like the Roll20 patron, so how I'm planning on setting it up is the hero, or the legendary heroes, which is the $20 tier. They'll always get access to, like, they'll have a regular game that they run, and then I think starting at everything above the Spark of the Divine tier, we'll get fairly regular one-shot access. So we'll be doing it like that. That's the plan, at least. Like, all the tiers, super well priced. They provide more value than anyone else in the space right now, which is super exciting. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. Let's see. Ship-to-ship combat. That's an interesting one. It depends on the DM, if I'm being honest with you. I'm pretty sure the DMG addresses it in like a little sub-paragraph or page. Oh, hi, Dime. Good to see you. Dime is playing Theseus. He's the bard in our campaign right now. Thanks, buddy. You're looking good. You're looking good as well. The $50 tier. So it hasn't been created yet. Marcos, you'll be the first one to know when it comes out. It's actually gonna come with a dice box, like a handmade dice box. So that's why I can't really announce it to any official capacity. I mean, I guess here's a little bit different, but I can't actually put it on Patreon yet because my little sister doesn't have the tools yet. Also, the website's not up, so it doesn't really make too much sense to do it there. But as soon as the website gets put up, then the $50 tier will get you access to the dice box, which will be super great. It'll be completely customized. It'll be really good, really good. So I am looking forward to that. I think I'm the only Patreon that like actually does like the physical stuff, which is really cool. But yeah, the Roll20 stuff will be exciting for sure. I'm still relatively new to the Roll20 platform, but it's fairly user intuitive, at least for the most part, at least as far as I can tell. But yeah. So we are over time right now. It's 11:05 on my end. Were there any other questions you guys wanted me to answer while I have you here, or anything else you'd like to know, or anything you want to talk about, anything like that? I'm gonna kind of creepily get to work on this before I'll chat with you guys until I upload the new video, at the very least, or until I actually publish it. I can't wait. Can it be a dice tower? Ooh, that'd be interesting. In the $50 patron tier, I want to say no, probably not. Reason being, or a couple of reasons. First and foremost, it's a little tricky to ship that kind of stuff over, especially in the States. It may not be a huge issue. You know what, Marcos? I will make you a deal, as a matter of fact, and this is just aimed at you, no one else. When I come down to visit you, I will bring the Dice Tower with me. I think that'd be pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, Von Snoodenheim and Quest OCD. Good to see you again, buddy, by the way. You were in the last one, too. I will be doing these live streams every day for the most part so from 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time to around 11. We might run a little bit longer depending on what's going on, stuff like that. Yes, Dime, I'm going to do videos on the new Artificer. I'm going to break them down in its entirety, for sure. I was asked about that a little bit earlier as well. The way we're going to be going through all the classes is going to be alphabetical, exactly the same way that we've gone through the spells and feats. So the Artificer is actually the first one on the list, which is very, very exciting. Yeah, I know you work in an airport, man. That's cool. That's fine. I can say the experience. Yeah, I agree, Von Snoodenheim. The I love the States, for the record. I know there's a lot of controversy about them, but I really do like it. Because I don't know when I'll be out. That's fine, man. We'll set something up, Marcos. I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, if you'd be open to that, we could grab dinner, play some D&D games, just chill out. I forget what the if you guys haven't been to Galveston, by the way, I'd highly recommend. There's a literal sorry, my words are escaping me. There's a dang it, what's it called? Like an amusement park. There we go. Sorry, that took way too long for me to think of. There's an amusement park on the water, so if you want, Marcos, we can check that out. Super great. My treat, buddy. Seriously. Keep it up, bro. I'm out. All right, Quest OCD. Always great having you here. Have a great day. Happy casting. You know, the whole spiel. Marcos. You buy lunch, I buy dinner. Sound pretty fair? I dig it. That'd be great, man. Honestly, fantastic. But yeah, the Artificer will be the first one we're covering, technically speaking, which will be exciting. I think the class is as a whole will be the best. Von Stuenheim, that's super cool, man. Interesting. Very weird. UPS store and the whole trade war nonsense started. Canada's been a lot more shit through. I wasn't aware we were directly affected by that much. That's not good. Whatever. I mean, you know, as unfortunate as it is, there's no real point stressing about it. It's nothing that's really in our control. There's a movement in Edmonton, or in Alberta, I should say, where we kind of wanna separate. Maybe I'm hoping hoping Alberta becomes part of the States personally, but that's just a thought I've been playing around with. Is entirely because Canadian customs are being extra sticklers for the rules, so they make everything innocent of a T dotted and I crossed. Very funny. Huh. Interesting stuff. I'll make sure to keep that in mind. Thanks, Von Studenheim. I really appreciate that, buddy. That's great. Trust me, where I'm gonna take you, you'll be full in minutes. Okay. Very, very promising. Everyone is mad at the U.S. right now when it comes to import and export. I mean, I know China's got a bone to pick with you guys right now, but China's got a lot of stuff to deal with on their end, so very interesting. Ray Charlton, wow! I feel honored, Ray. That's crazy. I haven't gotten the email yet, but wow, thanks so much. I genuinely appreciate it. Feel honored. We are the sin of pride. Good old Escanor, I tell ya, fantastic. I was working on a freak of houses, a place for magazine. Working on what is here? I'm gonna look into that. Ray Charlton, thank you so much, by the way. I haven't gotten the email yet, but when I do, oh wow, thanks. Oh, Reina, makes sense. Reina, why aren't you using your no worries. Ray Charlton, sweet. Oh wow, that's a little game store. That is awesome, buddy. That is crazy cool. The store I'm planning on partnering up right now with is pretty close to that actually. Pretty close. It'll be quite the ordeal, but that's awesome. Speaking of China, Mexico is also being. Why is that the case? Oh, weird. I'll look into that in a bit. Speaking of China, Mexico is also being a shame. Raina, you might be in the spam spot then. I'm so sorry about that if that is the case. I'll look into that right away. Speaking of China, Mexico is also. I wonder why Mexico would be a pain. I don't know. That's weird, Vaughn. That's really weird stuff. Because we are prideful too. Interesting stuff, Marcos. No, I appreciate it, guys. Anyways, the new video should be up, I want to say. If not, it'll be up within about a minute here. So I'm going to let you guys go, if that's alright. And I'll get to work on the other videos. Yeah, I can call you tonight. That's fine. Yeah, alright. So... I don't know what that means, Von Studenheim. I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah. Oh, Marcos, what a gem. All right. That being said, thanks so much, guys, for tuning in today. I will see you tomorrow at around the same time. That being said, yeah, great speaking with you.